And then Collision, I want to give a shout out because I'm totally on the Adam Copeland Open bandwagon.
I am TNA. You've got a fan, right?
Like, it was about 25, 30 minutes into the night, and they were like, well, the bad weather must have kept a lot of people away because the upper deck for WWE shows, especially live TV shows, are never.
Welcome back to WrestlePool. Here, I'm your boy Bear, here with Mr. Michael Hosier.
At MJH_WrestlePool.
You can find me at ChrisBear_WrestlePool. They're on the screen, so you don't need to listen to us type it out. But anyway, we're here for our week in review, and just to kind of explain how we watch wrestling real quick to understand our week in review. Our wrestling week is really Friday to Tuesday. And we film film this on a Wednesday and kind of, and then we release this review on a Friday, getting ready for it. So right now we're kind of looking back at the wrestling we've watched this past week, 5 days, and we're getting ready for the upcoming wrestling that we're going to watch. But I'm excited to talk about this week because it was kind of a big week in the wrestling world.
Very much so.
I have the one thing that I'm most excited about to talk, but we're not there yet. We're gonna talk about SmackDown first, and so
we are.
Thoughts on Friday Night SmackDown there.
Okay. The vignette production value is going up and and up with whatever they're doing differently with their backstage vignettes, but the Last Testament vignette from Friday night was excellent.
Yes.
They are done so well. It's growing on me. The name The Last Testament, the group is growing on me. The fact that Scarlett and Ellering are there. The vignettes are good, and I'm going to enjoy them versus Bobby Lash and the Street Profits, or whatever they're going to be called. Rumor has it they're being called the Pride. Not sure yet, but that name was trademarked by the WWE the same time they trademarked The Last Testament.
Wow.
So we'll see. That was really good, and the slow playing, the Bailey turn, it's layered. Week after week, there's something else. Week after week, there's something new.
Yep.
That was great. So those two were good. And then Nick Aldis being the perfect foil for the Bloodline. He is so good in the general manager's role.
Right.
And then the main event where Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles, where it ended with Randy Orton saying, forget his big ass to Solo while he's laying on the table while it's broken. Good episode as they get ready to set up the Fatal 4-Way for Royal Rumble. So.
Yeah, good episode right before the go home for. No, it wouldn't be right before the go home. We have this weekend next week for Royal. Good episode as we're getting ready to go to the Royal Rumble. Absolutely, like we're building towards something cool. I absolutely love Nick Aldis in this role. Who would have thought? What's interesting to me about it is we've talked after Roman faced Cody, and then we got this LA Knight. Like we were like, well, what's the next feud? It's just okay. Keep serving people up to Roman and letting him smash them and stack them. It's like, well, no. How about this feud where it's not about wrestling and it's about the story with him and all this going back and the Bloodline.
Yeah.
So I love that. I'm totally down The Last Testament, and I love what they're doing 100%. Also excited to see, the build between KO and Logan. Really good. We're going to get them face-to-face on the KO show.
Yes, we are this week. Yep.
So tonight we'll get them on face-to-face on the KO show, and Logan's got a nice shiner on it. So, they're doing a lot of really good things. And it's interesting because I actually think that KO is the perfect person to put Logan Paul with right now, because you still have the wrestling community, Logan Paul doesn't belong here. But KO is the definition of a professional wrestler in the WWE. And so to put him with Logan Paul, let them work together, and then let Logan get the win and KO put his stamp on Logan Paul, I think will be awesome. So it was a really good episode of SmackDown. Just a good build as we keep going. I want to watch next week.
Two more things. Anyone in the wrestling community says Logan Paul doesn't belong, you don't know what you're talking about.
No.
from two big Logan Paul fans. We believe, you should believe. Listen to us here at WrestlePool. Logan Paul's a real deal, and he's going to be champ for a very long time. The tag teams, Angel Garza's two.
Oh, yeah.
Not them two, but the two in the LWO. Joaquin.
Yeah.
I love them as a tag team.
They're amazing.
They're terrific. That tag match was good, but them two in particular.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying them too, and I like the fact that Escobar has Humberto Carrillo, or the names are escaping me.
Yeah.
That was a fun tag match, but the two that are in the LWO.
Yeah.
WWE's tag team division, for much as we've given it crap, in the last 6 to 10 months.
Right.
There is two full-fledged tag divisions, not to mention what's going on in NXT, but just the main two rosters. There's a full-fledged tag division now and it's only getting better.
Yeah,
amazing.
The problem that we have is that nobody on television, no wrestling television wants to put tag team wrestling at the forefront. We got a little bit of it. Like, they were like, here you go, tag team people. You will give you a main event at WrestleMania. And now it's just like we don't get the tag team wrestling that I think tag team wrestling deserves.
We're getting there. It's getting better.
But especially with the talent that they have.
Yes.
So yeah, I do think I think their tag team roster is absolutely stacked. And if they gave tag team wrestling more time on TV, I think it'd be...
Well, when we talk about Monday Night Raw, we could talk specifically about tag team wrestling.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Good point. So that's SmackDown. Then we're going to move to my favorite... This was my favorite night of the week. I thought that this was the best night of the week for professional wrestling. Like this week, the fact that TNA is back... And the fact that Hard to Kill was as good as it was.
Yes.
TNA, you've got a fan.
You got two.
TNA won me. Yes. 100%. I put up a 90-second review on TNA Hard to Kill on my Instagram, Chris Bear at Chris Bear _WrestlePool. And the Ultimate X match, the women's Ultimate X match, was a good match. I thought it was like, cool, good way to kick off. Then we had this weird thing with these two matches with PCO and Dirty Dango.
PCO. Time for you to hit the road, PCO.
Yeah, 100%. And then the women's tag title match wasn't great.
No, not at all.
But then from there, it got really good.
Yeah.
Triple Threat was amazing. The tornado tag, the fatal 4-way tag match was great. The women's title match, the men's title match, amazing. But the match of the night for me, Alex Hammerstone, Josh Alexander, phenomenal.
I don't know what Hammerstone's finishing move is, but the pendulum something.
What was that?
What a move. And he liked our tweet, so... Mr. Hammerstone, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for liking our tweet. We appreciate it. We appreciate you.
Yes. And him and Josh Alexander.
Yeah, that was a terrific match.
Great match. Match of the night, in my opinion. Among some really good matches. It was hard to do that. So they stole the show for me. But that was Saturday night. What I'm upset about for Saturday night. So that was my really good thing for Saturday. What I'm upset about is I didn't get to watch Battle in the Valley. Because it didn't start till 10 o'clock.
Yeah. This is what happens when you're up early like him, working like a dog, and I'm old, and I can't stay up late anymore. So 10 o'clock at night is just a little too late to watch wrestling for us.
That would have been rough.
Yes.
10 p.m. at night, but I didn't get to, so I haven't even gone back to watch the replay, which I could, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So it was a choice between watch TNA or stay up and watch Battle of the Valley. I chose TNA to give TNA a chance. I'm kind of happy I did. I'm all in for TNA now. I just need them to be live on Thursday nights.
I agree.
So
it's hard to enjoy taped programming when you cannot avoid the results. You just can't.
No, I could go watch. Right, I could go. There's nothing keeping me curious because I could just go see what happened.
So from Battle of the Valley, I mean, Jack Perry showing up.
Yeah.
Full-fledged beard, ripping up his supposed AEW contract and putting an armband on him that said scapegoat.
Yeah.
Interested to see what he does. Interested to see TNA, Nick Nemeth showing up after the world title match.
Oh, I didn't even get to that.
And immediately inserting himself into the world title picture in TNA, but also for that new title that David Finlay has in NJPW.
Oh, is it like the Triple Crown or something? Or no?
No, that's Eddie Kingston. We don't mention his name. The Global Championship, well, the one with the white strap. I think it's called the Global Championship. I think they retired a belt and got really cool. And then Okada Ospreay supposedly had a banger.
I have to go watch that.
There was a video of them two in the ring embracing, and just it looked like Ospreay was just weeping because that was his last singles match.
Right.
In New Japan before he goes to AEW. So that's it. And then Collision, I want to give a shout out because I'm totally on the Adam Copeland Open bandwagon as he continues to fight younger talent. This week was Lee Moriarty.
Yes.
And was it this Saturday or last Saturday? There was a video of him in the ring with Daniel Garcia and a bunch of guys just dancing and whatnot in AEW. So shout out Adam Copeland Open. I'm all about it. It's like John Cena's U.S. Open challenge that he used to do. But yes, you've made a fan TNA, be live, but you're going to get a new subscription for TNA Plus, that's for sure, because we are definitely going to dive in more
100%
to TNA because we are definitely both very interested in what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. I'm all in on TNA. I'm all in on TNA.
Aren't we all, Bear? Aren't we all?
So that was Saturday. Good amount of wrestling on Saturday. Then, listen, Monday Night Raw
was interesting.
Interesting is an understatement. I want to say I appreciate the effort.
Yes.
Because it's not like they put on a bad show. I thought it was a good show. Like, it was a good Raw. It wasn't anything like...
It was a tag team extravaganza.
It was. And crazy weather in the Midwest with snow and cold and everything. So you have to think that travel was a factor. New stage setup, which...
House show setup, I still think.
I'm kind of with you because we had that conversation during Monday Night Raw of like, maybe the house show setup just happened to be closer to the arena and the normal Raw SmackDown setup couldn't travel to the arena, like, because of weather. So they were just like, send the house show and we'll just do it. We're fine. It looked cool. It looked interesting. Like, it was new, which we always appreciate new. We kind of wish that they would go back to the, we really like the Survivor Series setup. So
they're going to go there. They're going to go there for the big cities.
Yeah.
And the big, they were in Little Rock or Arkansas somewhere. Yeah. You are not going to get.
Not in that weather.
No.
Not in that weather.
And WWE actually acknowledged the small crowd.
Right.
Like, it was about 25, 30 minutes into the night, and they were like, well, the bad weather must have kept a lot of people away because the upper deck for WWE shows, especially live TV shows, are never empty.
No.
And it was empty, and there might have been some absences on the hard cam side as well. But yeah.
There you go, Tony Khan, tweet about that. But on that point, but other than that, good show.
Yeah, how about Tozawa beating Ivar?
What was that?
That was awesome. That's what that was.
It was great. Tozawa with the sunset power bomb off of the rope and then getting the win, and then unfortunately also having to take a doom salt from Ivar because he good on you, Tozawa, but I don't want that much man flying at me ever.
And DIY week after week, delivering and just getting more and more over and more over.
You know what's interesting is I saw a thing today about DIY, about how Tommaso Ciampa's a star if they just let him be a star. He'd be the best heel in the company if they let him. But that Johnny Gargano has no charisma and he needs Tommaso Ciampa. And ooh, okay. All right, I'm going to say this. I don't know if that's true, but as much as I love Ciampa and I love Gargano. I love DIY more than
I love
either of
them
them
Yeah.
separately.
Yes.
Ciampa did great work on his own singles matches in NXT, but I prefer this. Now here's the thing though, go back to your old music. I hate their entrance music, right? Like their entrance music is terrible right now. It's not.
Was it an actual song that they don't want to pay the licensing fee for?
I think so. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I just
Come on, you know WWE has to be in control of everything.
I understand.
Very
that.
few people get the music treatment.
Right. Well, let's get DIY pop back to the point where they were at, like when they were DIY, like DIY the revival days, so that we could get their music back. Because at that point, but yeah, I'm with you. Like, just let them keep going, and this is gonna be real good, and then put the titles on them because as much I don't want
the
them
Raw tag team titles.
I don't care. Just take them off Finn and Priest at this point.
Yeah, and I do need to talk about my boy Jinder. I never actually fully believed he could win. Oh, so here's why I should not read things on the internet, because there was a story going around that there was more pyro set up for Monday Night Raw. I bought the noise.
Yeah.
And I was like, are they going to do something? Chris, they're going to do something. Damian Priest is going to cash in. It's going to be a moment. No, they're not. No, there's more pyro. There's more pyro. And yet, Jinder had maybe one close finish. Maybe two. Priest was down there, and exactly what everyone knew was going to happen. I'm only interested in the Jinder match just to see what the ratings are for the Hook Samoa Joe match, just to see. Now, I know the Raw ratings are out, and I don't think there was a huge spike per se for the Rollins Jinder match.
Yeah.
But there was no way Raw was going to do well versus Monday Night Football.
No.
Especially not Eagles Bucks. But I'm happy for you, Jinder. You got your moment.
Yeah. I think whether or not it was a thank you for what he did with The Rock, or if it was just like hey, we believe Jinder's a good competitor, and they let him go out there and do his thing, like, it was a good match.
Yeah,
it was a
fun.
good match.
It was fun.
There was nothing about that match that you can complain about.
Yeah.
It had everything that you would want it to have. Was it the greatest Raw match ever? Of course not. But it wasn't built that way. Nobody thought it was going to be. It was a good match. At the end of the day, like, give Jinder his flowers and give him his due. I get people being like, oh, it's Jinder Mahal. Like, Jinder Mahal's still a WWE champion.
Yeah.
A former WWE champion. He still has a resume. He's been there for this long. He's obviously doing something right. Yeah. So
he got his moment.
Let's not hinder Jinder.
Never hinder Jinder. Never.
I just gotta like get him to do that, which once in a while. But yeah, like, I'm totally like 100%. But I do want to mention one last thing for Monday Night Raw. I love this R-Truth and the Judgment Day stuff.
Yeah. Him and that logo up on the screen with him in the background.
And it's just saying live, laugh, love. Like, and then also, like, him in the Judgment Day is incredible. Him giving them their cut of what he was selling for merch, not having a cut for JD, like, all of it is just perfect. And also, like, the perfect person to do that with, because R-Truth, Ron Kelly, is a hysterical person.
Yeah.
He's I honestly believe, like, if you were going to do, like, this angle with somebody, he's really the only person you could do this with. There's only one other person that I think would work in this situation, and that's Santino Marella. And unfortunately, he is in TNA. Like, could you imagine Santino Marella in this mix right now? Like John Cena, I am in Judgment Day. Like, that would be, but
he'd have that walk down to the ring wearing the robe and whatnot.
But R-Truth is 100% like the perfect person to be doing this. It's hysterical. I hope they keep it going.
Literally the top shirt in WWE.
The top shirt. This is on the level of Sammy joining the Bloodline.
I was just going to say that. Yep. That's exactly what it is.
This is where that's going.
Yeah.
I don't think that this plays out as long as Sammy did.
We'll see.
Yeah, but
you know, it's entertainment at its finest.
It's entertainment. It's selling merch. It's probably getting.
JD
ratings.
lost the match. He's not in Judgment Day.
JD is
so you don't get a cut, JD.
JD,
you don't get a cut.
JD, I think you should get a cut. I think you are in Judgment Day. As much as I love Truth, our Truth doesn't set the stipulation. Like come on, JD's in the Judgment Day.
No,
I'm
with you, Truth. The truth is JD McDonough is not in the Judgment Day.
Our Truth is not the leader of the Judgment Day. Mommy is, and Mommy has not said that JD is out. So let's all go there.
Mommy's always on top. Okay?
Mommy is always on top. Monday Night Mommy. I'm also for.
Oh, we had that too. A little foreshadowing.
Yep.
Of Mommy versus the Man. Anytime promos start and the announcers are already labeling it something,
yeah,
you know we're headed to big things.
Yes.
And Mommy versus the Man has a great ring for the biggest, grandest stage of them all.
The biggest question about this is, how does the Man get to Mommy?
Stay tuned.
So we are going. If you're watching this on Friday, our next video, check out our next video. It's on the screen right now. That will be our Royal Rumble preview. We're going to be talking all of our predictions for the Royal Rumble. With that said, I'm Bear.
This is Mike.
And we're WrestlePool.
We're pooling while wrestling.
And we don't have a sign off.
We don't. So, see you next time.
Peace out.